Here are 5 common interview mistakes that I see as a recruiter that can definitely lead you to get rejected. And if you're watching this video and you know that you have any of these tendencies, please start working on breaking these really bad habits because they can be one of the main reasons you are getting rejected. And make sure you stay until the end of the video because I'm going to explain how you can recover from making a mistake in an interview. The very first and very common interview mistake that I see is giving a really long-winded answer. This usually happens because you believe that there's a lot of really important and critical details that you need to share as a part of your story, and that makes your answer very, very long. Or maybe you think the more that you talk about your skills in an interview answer, the more impressed your interviewer will be. Unfortunately, in the reality, if you are talking way too long, your interviewer will start to zone out and think that you actually don't know how to tell a concise and coherent story. As a general rule of thumb, for behavioral interview questions, your answer should be between 3 and 5 minutes. And for research-based interview questions, your answer should be between 1 and 2 minutes. The second big mistake that I've seen is using the same story or example in different interviews. Now, I get it, we all have 1 or 2 really impressive projects that we always want to bring up when we are given the chance in an interview. And you're probably thinking that each interviewer is a different person, so they're not going to know if you've already shared this example once before, right? Well, that's wrong. All interviewers typically will take a lot of detailed notes and then they will share these notes after your interview. And remember, if your example is really good, then you're probably going to bet that all of these interviewers are going to be talking about them at the end. And if you're using the same story multiple times, this is not a good thing because it shows the interviewers that you don't have a lot of other experience or you haven't gained a lot of new skills over time. Another common mistake is not subscribing to this YouTube channel for free career advice and trying to stall too long before answering an interview question. Stalling for time usually sounds like, that's a really great question. Or, can you repeat that question one more time? Or, that's a good question. Can I have a minute to think about it? Needing time to think about your answer is totally normal and fine. But if you have to do it for every single interview question, this is going to be a red flag because it's going to show the interviewer that you aren't really prepared for this, or it may show them that you lack confidence. Another common mistake is not sharing a really powerful result at the end of your answer, or skipping the result altogether. For example, if the interview question is, tell me about a time when you had a conflict with one of your teammates and how you resolved it. We all know that your story is going to be something around the fact that you had a problem with one of your teammates and then at the end of the story, you no longer had a problem and you resolved it. Duh. So if your end result of the whole story is that, then it's not going to be a very powerful example because that's what the question asked you to share, right? Instead, you should add something on top of that result. Something like you noticed that this miscommunication was actually due to an error or inefficiency within your process. So you took it upon yourself to proactively update and improve this process, and as a result, you've saved your team an extra 5 hours of productivity every single week. And the last common interview mistake that I see, especially in virtual interviews these days, is reading from a script. Now, you're probably thinking that the interviewer won't know that you're reading from a script, but trust me, it is very obvious, either based on your eye movement or your really unnatural word choice. For example, if you say something like, therefore by increasing team efficiency by 17.5%, this unnatural word choice gives your answer less credibility, and now the interviewer can't tell if this is a genuine story or you're making something up or taking credit for something that your team did but not you. Okay, bonus tip time. So if you've realized that you made a mistake during your interview, don't be afraid to send a follow-up email to your interviewer afterwards. In this email, you're going to want to explain why you made this mistake and what the correct answer should be. I've actually seen this method save a lot of candidates from getting rejected in an interview. And if you found this video to be helpful, please drop a like down below and subscribe for more free career content. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.